Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. Thank you so much for rolling with me on this podcast and how many changes and things that are happening. I did get a few messages about my podcast not uploading to the other platforms. So I am aware of it and I'm trying to get that rectified. So stick with me on that. I think if you go to Spotify, you will be able to see all of the episodes there because they're uploading directly to the new Spotify. So that was Anchor that had merged with Spotify. So if you have Spotify music, Spotify is free 99, everybody. You can go on over to Spotify and I've got quite a few people who are listening from over there and who subscribe and everything to my podcast. So I think Spotify is where it is coming up immediately. And then I think secondary is usually Apple, but somebody told me that they're not seeing the new episodes on Apple. So that was very concerning to me, but never to fear. I am working on getting that rectified. So stick with me, people. I'm going to work on it. But I just wanted to stop in to kind of give you my thoughts on, a lot of things that have been going on in the world. I think I have another episode that was right before this one, speaking about the mass shootings that are happening around the country and, just the eruptions of political unrest, internationally and all of this. We have to just stay the course. Stay steady. It's very easy to say don't worry. It's not even about don't worry, but don't get caught up in the arguments with people in the comments about where they think gun control should be or whatever the case may be. Read that post, whatever it is, and keep it pushing. You don't have to answer every single comment. You don't have to make your voice heard for people who are committed to misunderstanding you anyway. Leave those people where they are. If you have a good word to give the people, give the good word to the people. If you have amazing information to spread, do that. But arguing with people in the comments is just not gonna cut it. We got too many bigger fish to fry right now in this country and abroad for us to be worried about what these people are saying in the comments. And it's all a distraction anyway. Remember, people, it's 2023. We have an election year that is coming up in 2024. We need to pay attention. Even though we have all these pressing things, we need to pay attention to the other things that are going on behind that, because they like to get you riled up with all these menial things on one side, and then while all the other stuff is going on in the background and you didn't even see it because you're caught up in the foolishness. Get out of the foolishness pool and stand from the outside and really look at the bigger picture at what is going on. Okay, people are talking about gun control and all these different things, and they are important. But the crux of the matter is that we do not take care of our own people in this country. And by people, I mean citizens, our human beings. We don't take care of each other. We're not looking out for people that have mental health issues, and really that's what it comes down to. We need to tighten up on that. If you see someone is not doing too well, ask a question. You asking them that question could be them talking to you and not doing something unspeakable or unthinkable down the road. Because we often miss clues sometimes because we're so caught up in our own world. if you can engage in, I'm going to say like amazing, well, the word is not amazing, but I'm kind of looking for the word. If you can engage in helpful conversation and converse about what is happening in the world today with these shootings and all this sort of stuff, if we can engage in helpful conversation and fruitful conversation, then let's do that. But if it's going to cause a whole bunch of arguments and everybody's going to be like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that, it's all a matter of people's personal preference. And to be honest with you, I know people ask me all the time or whatever, and I think I've said it on here before, I am not against people owning firearms. I am concerned that people that own firearms, some feel the need to own firearms that are used within military and law enforcement. That is definitely a major concern for me. This is me personally. I am not against people wanting to protect their homes and things like that, you know. I had a very different thought process about that, maybe even just 10 years ago. But I'm struggling to understand why these type of weapons would be in the hands of the ordinary citizen every day. It's just really, really hard for me to wrap my head around that. But, regardless of that, something needs to happen in this country. There's a shift that is happening, and I think that that's why there's so much unrest. You've got major stars who are changing their lifestyle and deciding that they don't want to be a part of the system anymore. It was just wonderful to see. I believe her name is Alexis Sky, and of course Angela White, as you guys know her as Black China. It was just amazing to see these two sisters' transformation. Like, Angela White is like a brand new sister. She is not even the same person, and she decided that, I'm going to work out. I'm going to read my Bible. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to eat healthy. It shows in her complete person, in her personality. Her whole countenance is different, and it's amazing to see. I know I have very religious people that listen to my podcast, and ones that may not be religious at all, or you may be spiritual, whatever the case may be. Whatever you come to the table with, you're welcome here to listen and learn and, share and teach me some things as I hope I teach you some things. But one thing I can tell you is that when you find inner peace, when you locate that inner peace within yourself, your life begins to flourish. You begin to thrive in a way that you've probably never felt your entire life. And to watch these ladies and even other folks as well who have done this, and it could be just you going to therapy. Let me tell you something. This life is not just to exist. We're here to thrive. We're not just here. What is the saying that I heard one time? We're not here just to survive. We're here to thrive. We're here to grow. That is what we're here for. So I love the fact that these changes are happening. But when change begins to happen, it ruffles not only feathers, but it ruffles the atmosphere. And I feel like that's why we have so much unrest. People's minds are not connecting the way that they should. And we have folks that are owning, deadly weapons who may not be mentally astute enough to have that type of responsibility. So we've got to look at, we can't test everybody's mental capacity, but we can tighten up some of these laws, not take away people's rights, but at least be more cognizant of what is happening around us so that we don't keep hearing these stories every day. It's very disheartening. Very disheartening. So, that's my personal opinion. I know this is my podcast. I can say what I'm going to say on my podcast. And like I said, I am very open to listening to other people and the reasons why they feel the way they feel. I've always been that way. And, that definitely is not going to change. But something has to give because, we want a better world. We want a better world. And I think it can happen, at least better than where we are right now. But we got to start taking care of each other more. We have to start being more aware and finding that inner peace. Inner peace is where it's at. I tell you, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it. But that's it. That's the good word I had. It's a little bit more than 10 minutes, but I wanted to get that out to you. It's the start of the new week. And I wish you guys the best for the week. I'm going to try to come back with another episode maybe tomorrow or the day after that. Like I said, I would like to work my way back up to daily again. But I'm going to make the podcast a little bit shorter so that my bandwidth is not stretched beyond what it can handle. But like I said, this one probably going to be a little bit longer. Welcome to my podcast. If this is the first time you're listening, welcome to you. Thank you so much. I talk about lifestyle stuff on here, my ups and downs and in-betweens and all-arounds of being an entrepreneur who left the 9-to-5 world quite a few years ago, actually a little bit more than a decade now. And so welcome. And I will, if you want to connect with me on social media, my most active social media is Instagram. Everything else is just residual. So Instagram is the place, and that's at Onyx Queen Media. ONYXQUEENMEDIA. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Ebates is now Rakuten. The Rakuten cashback button is the helper you need to find cash back while you shop. It even applies coupons automatically at checkout, so you'll always be sure to get the best deal. Make sure that the app is running either on your computer or on your phone. Shop as you normally would online, then get paid by check or through PayPal. Check the link in our description and it'll give you all the information that you need. Rakuten, the cashback button.